Welcome to this week's Padres message. Some of you may have thought that I might have run out of ideas for themes having completed the series based around the Army's values. However, it's made me think, and with a little bit of prompting from a friend, I decided to explore a little bit more about the concept of values. And to do so, I'm going to look at what St. Paul called the fruits of the Spirit. In his terms, the nature, the character that we aspire to when we first become Christians. But in reality, as I've said many times, they're values which anyone can have in abundance. Not solely based on a belief in a greater power, but on what it is that's within each and every one of us that enables us to give meaning, value and purpose to our lives. The passage that I'm using as a basis for this is taken from the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verses 22 to 23. It says, by contrast, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against such things. It's a bit of a strange thing to write that, isn't it? There's no law against these things. But the reason that it says that is because it's true. There is no law against such things. And that's because they can be found abundantly in all of us, regardless of race, religion, gender, whatever or whoever we are. They remain truths for all of us to aspire to. And the first of these is a word that I've touched on previously in many, if not all, of my talks, and that is love. True love, in this instance, is a choice, not a feeling. And it deliberately expresses itself in loving ways, always seeks the welfare of others. And it's very much dependent on our character rather than it being an emotion. If I could give you an example that's perhaps on a lot of people's minds at the moment, and that's Major Chris Brannigan. He's made a choice to walk barefoot from Land's End to Edinburgh with his 25 kilo of kit and body armour, but without boots, for research into his daughter Hasty's incurable condition. Now for him, obviously, it's a reaction prompted by his emotional love for Hasty because she's his daughter. But it's our choice, because of love, to respond to his appeal. Indeed, there are some on this base not just giving money, but intending to join him for part of his walk to support him at some stage. We've probably all been moved at some time to think about the plight of others when we see news that hurts us or makes us sad. And then we use our love to help in whatever way that we can. We might have been prompted by seeing one of the huge fundraising efforts like Red Nose Day or Children in Need, or even Colonel Tom and his amazing walk. The reason that we respond is because within us there is something that says we can do something to help someone else, and that something is to show our love and appreciation in whatever way that we can. You see, love chooses to set aside our own preferences, desires, and sometimes even our needs to put the other person first. And when love is missing, this world is a harder place to live in. So Lord, we thank you for the gift of love, the ability to respond to need in a way which allows us to put the other person first, or to protect them from hurt. Thank you for the example shown by your Son, Jesus Christ, in his love for the world. And in the week ahead, help us to show love for others and for the world in whatever way that we can. Amen. God bless you all and continue to stay safe. If you want to find out a bit more about Chris Brannigan's walk and his daughter Hasty, there's a website that's called hopeforhasty.org that tells you all about the story behind the walk. And there's also a fundraiser, Just Giving fundraising, barefoot across Britain.